Thanksgiving week, right after I had my devastatingly missed opportunity to do a home insemination. Um, for all those who don't know, I met another fellow, and we spent most of the week in conversation. He was actually in New York visiting his mom, so there was no opportunity to sort of meet. But we spent a lot of time on the phone, and things were going well. I wasn't particularly attracted to him, and that's the thing about when I date is I try my best not to be like really superficial, but I do think it's important for you to be attracted to the person, right? But there are many people, but I've dated guys that I wasn't particularly attracted to, but they kind of came in through the friend zone, and they kind of become more attractive when you like their personality and you like who they are as a person. So I figured I'd give it a try, and things were going well, and I did get to the point where I said, and in the vein of being, in the vein of full disclosure, since we've been having such a good conversation, and not necessarily honesty, because I have been honest through all the conversation, but I just wanted to, kind of do full disclosure. And I told him about me TTCing. Now, mind you, I've known him like what, 3, 4 days, right? We haven't even been on a first date, and we just had a lot of conversation, and I think we were on the conversation of like children and what we want, what we're looking for, and I wanted to be honest, and that's probably the one thing that I'm like struggling with, like what's the best timing. Like, I don't think it's really first date conversation. And I don't want to say, oh, well, I'll wait to see if he hangs out for 3 months, because I could be pregnant in 1 month. You know, what's the best time to really tell somebody that like you're interested in, that you met on a dating site, that you're trying to get pregnant? I don't know. Hit me up in the comments if you have an opinion on this, because I'm really struggling. I think it's conditional, how much conversation we've had, and what's the topic of conversation like. And anyway, I told him, and he gave me his take on the whole kids thing. And he said that his mom was not really pressuring him, but his mom is older and she's a little sickly, and she just really wanted him to start his family. And he's 40 years old as well. He doesn't have any children. And he told me that he was specifically looking for women who didn't already have children. And I said, well, don't you think that's a little limiting? Because I mean, in your age range, you'll be hard pressed to find a lot of women who don't have children and still want them. You know, granted, you found you found her in me, but I'm not everybody's taste, and everybody is not my taste. So I think that's extremely limiting. I don't have any children, and I'm not out here looking for men who don't have children either, because I'm just realistic. I mean, when you run into 29-year-olds that already have 5, 6 kids, it's like, I don't want to say men in this age range who don't already have children are unicorns, but I mean, they kind of are. I guess it just depends on where you're dating, right? I'm not running into them. I seem to run into the ones that already have a football team, not even a basketball team, but a football team. And they're like 37, and they don't want any more kids. So that's kind of been my struggle, with dating and trying to find somebody. But he didn't end there. He kind of just was like, well, if I had my way, I would want you to stop trying. And I'm just thinking, like, dude, I only know you like for 3 days. And he's like, I would want you to stop trying, and see where this relationship goes, and this is that and the other. And I think that's where men kind of get really selfish, where, okay, I don't have any kids, you really like me, all right, but we've known each other for 3 days. We don't even know if this is going to work out at all. And you want me to stop something that I'm financially invested in. And when I explain that I was TTCing, I was very direct and forward in saying that, I'm 37. I don't have any children, but I want them, and I hadn't been successful in the dating arena. So I started this journey on my own, using a sperm bank and doing it medically. And, I'm financially invested in it. And this baby train has left the station and it's not going to stop. Now, I'm not asking for your participation. Like, I'm not asking you to provide your sample and be a part of this kid's family, but what I am asking is for your acceptance, right? Because if you want to get to know me, I could very well be a package deal, in the next 2, 3 months. And the question I have for you is that something that you feel like you can deal with, before we get too invested in this? Is that something you think you might have a problem with? And I think this is where, some men find like they can't see past what they want, where it's kind of like his response to that was, oh, well, we'll just, I don't know, we'll just deal with it when we get there. I mean, I could very well not get pregnant this way and this relationship could work out, but in the event that I do get pregnant this way, how are you going to feel about it? Like, I don't like wasting people's time, and I'd rather just be honest with them, but I don't want to scare them away. Like, oh, I might be pregnant next month. You know what I mean? Like, how would you feel about that? I'd rather have an adult conversation after, we see if we have any kind of connection. So I kind of felt like we had a bit of a connection, because we were conversing so much. And, the conversation was good. I liked this conversation, and I thought, it could really go somewhere. And then he said, well, I said, well, we just met. We don't really know each other. And he says, yeah, I know. So I really don't have any license to tell you to stop. But I feel like if you continue with this, that would take time away from me. Er? Wait, what? Time away from you? No, no, I don't think that it would take time away from you. And he goes, well, I think all the effort and the emotion that you would put into it would take time away from building a relationship with me. It's no different than me like working, right? I go to doctor's appointments. I'm kind of like doing my thing. Will I be maybe a little less available? Sure. But why would it take away from us getting to know each other? Like, I don't see why it would take away from that, like, at all, you know. But that was kind of like the start. Like, I thought that remark was really selfish. Selfish, is that the right word? Um and then it kind of went downhill from there, to an extreme interest in my weight. Um I mean, more than 2 times asking, like directly asking how much I weigh. I don't get that. Um, to asking if I give good massages. Like, dude, you're not even at the massage level. Like, I just feel like dudes are like creeps. And the thing about it is, every guy brings up, oh, you need a massage. Let me give you a massage. And this is that and the other. And see what, if you haven't been out here in the dating scene in a while, the massage thing is the gateway. First is, oh, you're so tired. Let me rub your back. And you know what? I can't really get in. You'll have to take off your shirt. And then, like, let me loosen this bra. And then all of a sudden, they're like kissing on you or whatever. And that's supposed to get you all relaxed and in the mood. And then, what? I guess, I don't want to say taking advantage of you, but it's like a gateway. The idea is that, it starts out as a normal massage, and then all of a sudden they're touching you in places that they probably shouldn't be touching you at that point. So it's the gateway. So if a guy offers you a massage and you don't have any kind of relationship with him, just understand he trying to get some. But this particular guy wasn't offering me a massage. He was actually trying to see if how good I would be at giving him massages to the point of asking me if I have strong hands. What? Do you have strong hands? Do you give good massages? Because who said I'm gonna be the one giving all the massages here? Like, and you seem to be really interested in this, and we've only been talking like 4 days. Then he hit me with the, well, I don't feel like, am I bothering you? Like, I'm just not feeling any reciprocation from your end. You don't think I'm interested? Like, is that what you're trying to say? He was like, I mean, I call you all the time. You don't call me. I'm just not feeling any reciprocation. This is like 5 days in. I'm just like, well, let me just give you some food for thought. Now, I'm gonna tell you something about me and how I date. I am a straight shooter. Pow pow pow. Okay. I give it to you straight, no chaser. And if I think you probably won't like my response, I will ask you if you want the straight answer or if you want a more diplomatic version of it. Because it's too much going on in life for me to lie, for me to sugarcoat everything. Like, life is hard, okay? It's been hard for me, and um, I'm just I'm just too much who I am. And that's the thing about me is some people like Chris Rock in his stand up, and he says when you meet people, you don't meet them, you meet their representative, right? And you don't meet my representative, you meet me day one. Okay, I am who I am. I cannot be anybody else but that. Everybody tries to be on their best behavior, but best behavior is very different from your representative. Okay, I'm not going to be somebody that I'm not. I'm not going to pretend to be somebody that I'm not. I'm just not going to do that. I don't have time. The day is too busy. There's not enough hours in it. I can only be me. So I told him, listen, I'm not good at stroking egos. I will try my best not to bruise any, but I'm not an ego stroker kind of person, And asking me about like massages, and we're not even at that level. Like, we haven't even met, and you're already trying to see like what I'm going to do for you, right? And you haven't even proven that you would be beneficial to my life yet. I don't, that was just a lot. And it was just contributing to me being increasingly unattracted to this person. And then we had a conversation about something that happened to him, and he thought that the some guy rolled his eyes or something, and he thought the guy was gay. And then we got into this whole topic because he referred to the guy as the F word, and I personally don't like that word. I think it's very derogatory, and that just sparked a whole conversation that was like really nasty, to the point of him saying, "Oh, I bet you cried at the Pulse Night shooting." I'm in Orlando. That happened here in Orlando, and I'm just like, no, I didn't cry, but was I supposed to think that people living their lives, minding their business, not hurting anybody, getting gunned down by some crazy man for no good reason is less tragic because it happened at a gay club? Then he tried to, well, the Bible says. I mean, listen, I consider myself Christian. And I understand that there are people out there who are what I like to call Bible toters. I am by far not a Bible toter. But, when you tell me that you've been to jail 5, 6 times for drug related offenses because you used to sell drugs, putting poison in the veins of young children, and then you want to talk to me about what the Bible says, yeah, I have a problem with that. I have a problem with that. And I have a problem with you judging someone else's life. Like, as a Christian, I can't say that I completely agree with the lifestyle of someone who is homosexual. However, it is not for me to judge. That is between that person and God. Okay, doesn't mean that they're bad people. I have really close friends, good friends who are homosexual. They live their life. It has nothing to do with mine. Nothing to do with mine. What they do behind closed doors is between them and God. Has nothing to do with me. So, you know, I have, and to the point where I had to ask him if he was homophobic. And he's like, no, no, I'm not homophobic. I don't understand. Like, you don't know this man. You don't know this man's life. Why do you feel the need to, one, call him out of his name, and two, start quoting what's good and what's bad from the Bible? Really? Like, you are not in a place to judge. You're just not. And none of us are in a place to judge anybody by what the Bible says. So, I mean, I'm one of these realist kind of people. I have a very open mind. I don't want to get into any religious debate or discussion, but I just felt like on a human level, I don't like how you are treating this person because you don't agree with their lifestyle. To me, that is like saying, I'm a vegan and I think you're lesser than because you eat meat. That's the same thing, you know? So, no, no, no. That was the end of him. And he was a total jerk um, after that, and I was just done. Match with that the fact that he tried to tell me I wasn't reciprocating interest when I gave him food for thought. Like, dude, you call me 5 times a day. We talk for 3, 4 hours. That sounds like somebody who's not interested. Like, I'm home. I don't have to talk to you. You know? And he's like, okay, okay. So then here comes the test, right? Where he doesn't call me the next day to see if I will call him. Well, I didn't. And then he called me or he didn't call me for the rest of the day, I would put it that way. Then he called me the next morning, and then he says, well, why didn't you answer? Why didn't you answer when I called you? Because I was busy. It's simple. I was busy when you called, so I didn't answer. I'm not going to pick up the phone every time you call me. I'm just not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. I had a life before you. I'm going to have a life with you. I will sure have a life after you. So, you're just going to have to kind of get in where you fit in. Like, I, I've been out here on this dating scene way too long. I haven't had a real serious relationship in over 13 years. And this is why, because of this nonsense. Like, I'm just not tolerant of nonsense anymore. I don't care. Like, 13 years, we're in our 30s, close to 40. You're supposed to be grown. You're supposed to be grown. It's 25 minutes. I didn't expect this video to be so long. But you're supposed to be grown, and I don't have time. I don't have time for nonsense. Like, you're supposed to be grown and know what to do and how to handle yourself. And if you're not, I'm done. I'm done. I'm not here for it. I'm not hanging around for it. And, berating people because you don't agree with their lifestyle, judging them, throwing the Bible at them is certainly not the kind of person I want to deal with. We are not going to mesh on a personality level at all. Like, to the point where you're saying, well, what's the difference between using the F word and the N word? There is no difference. They're both derogatory. No difference. Actually, if I had to say that there was a difference, the only major difference is that people of color don't mind being called the N word as long as it comes from the right person. Okay? However, homosexual people, even if it comes from another homosexual person, do not like being called the F word. So that makes the F word much worse than the N word if you want to look at it in that form. But either way, they're both derogatory terms, and I don't like them, and I don't want them around me. Well, this is just the way I talk. Okay, well, you got to be you, and I got to be me. And if you want to keep using these words around me, I'm just not going to be around. It's that simple. It's that simple. So, or little things, like, it's like the controlling things started to come out as well. This is like very soon. Usually this takes about 2 months before these things start surfacing, but I think he just got so comfortable in our conversation that all these little things started coming out about him, and I was just like, red flag, red flag, red flag, red flag. You know what? I'm done. I'm done. So that's ended. That's ended. So that was strike two.